Hey everybody, welcome back to the Planeswalker Coach channel. I'm your host, Paladin Robin. Folks, I am doing a series for this new set that we have. It's called Duskmourn, and we've been really excited for this set for quite a while now. And I've had a chance to take a look at these Duskmourn cards, and this whole series that I'm putting together right now is actually just showcasing what I think are the top 10 best cards of each rarity. And this video you've seen on the screen, this one is the top 10 mythics in this set. Alright, so let's take a look. These cards are coming out in no particular order. And here we go. Here's the first one, Valgavoth Terror Eater. It's an Elder Demon, 9/9 for 24 mana. It says Ward, exile a creature you control without vigilance at random. When an opposing creature dies, move that card to your exile. At the beginning of your turn, you may return the first card from your exile to play under your control. If you do, you lose X life. X is equal to the casting cost of that card, obviously it says there. Now, one of the things that I have to say is I think this is a really good one. Obviously, you don't want to use it all the time because it's going to really take a lot of damage off of your life. You can use it a bunch if you want it. I'd say make sure you have the ability to use something like this life link. That's going to help replenish your life. But what I would say is kind of use it sparingly. And what I would do, obviously, is exile a card from your hand. And in that way, you can control a little bit easier what's going to be pulled out of the graveyard or of the exile pile, and then you're going to be able to make sure you get the cards that you want, right? That's really kind of what you'd want to do. I definitely do that because it does help you to, like I said, get the things that you want onto the battlefield. Obviously, you're going to want to buff your creatures, make sure you give them that life link so you can earn back some of that life. And then, yeah, that's how I would pretty much round a deck out using this creature here. Anyway, let's take a look at number 2. Overlord of the Mistmoor. For 20, you get a 5/5 creature here. It says when this creature enters the battlefield or attacks, create 4 white spirit tokens. Now, these white spirit tokens, they're nothing new. We've seen it before. But what I like here is you can get 4 of them every single turn, right? That's really awesome. And I think that's a really good one, especially if you have other cards that are in your deck that can make the base power and toughness of this card just even bigger, so that would be really good. There's a few of them out there. You can kind of play with the ones that are there. And then if you can get the base power and toughness of this to change, then you're going to have a really nasty creature. So very cool one here. Overlord of the Mistmoors. Alright, let's take a look at number 3. Marina Vendrell. This is another interesting one. Human Warlock, 3/5 for 18. When this creature enters the battlefield, fetch the first enchantment card from your library. Activate 2. If you control a room card, your creatures get +X/+X. X is the number of support cards you control, including their reinforcements. Then a random room support you control gains the unlocked emblem. Okay, so I think this is a very interesting one. Obviously, it gives you this really, I guess it's a unique buff, right? This +X/+X. You're going to want to load up the board with a ton of support cards. If you can do that, this +X/+X is going to be really big. What I try to do, obviously, is hit this activate ability every turn. One of the ways you can do that is with Elspeth 1. Elspeth 1 is a really good one. Her third ability will just destroy these activate gems, right? They pop those activate gems. You can hit this nice thing here, get that XX buff every single turn. In fact, twice a turn, and that's going to be great. Elspeth 1 is going to be just awesome with this one here. So very cool. Let's take a look at number 4. Overlord of the Hauntwoods. It's a 6/5 for 18. It says when this creature enters the battlefield or attacks, create 2 everywhere tokens. This is the everywhere token. It's a land with 1 shield. It says this one cannot be reinforced, and at the end of their turn, convert 2 gems to the most present color on the board. I really like this one because of this token here. Yeah, it's got 1 shield. I wish it had more, but it doesn't. But really, it does a really good thing. It doesn't reinforce, right? And at the end of your turn, you can convert 2 gems to the most present color on the board. And if you have a lot of these on the board because they don't reinforce, that's going to be a whole lot of conversion for you. And again, I think that's going to be really good. I'm worried that they're going to be destroyed quite often because they only have 1 shield. But you know what? If you can manage to keep those things on the board, that's going to be pretty awesome. That's going to cause a lot of these gem cascades, just flooding your hand with lots of mana. I do like this one a whole lot. Alright, let's take a look at card number 5. Nico, Light of Hope. It's a human wizard for 17. You get 3, 4 is the power and toughness. At the beginning of your turn, create 4 shard tokens. This is what the shard token looks like. Alright, it's a enchantment shard. When the support gem is matched, gain 3 mana. When the support is destroyed, surveil 2, then draw a card. Nothing super excellent there. We do like the gain 3. Alright, but anyway, let me read the rest of it to you. It says, activate 2, exile target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under your control. That creature gets +X, +X. X is the number of shard cards you control, including their reinforcements. I do like this ability here, right? This exile target creature, and then return it to the battlefield under your control. I like to call that flicker. That's one of those that's commonly referred to as flicker because it's kind of like a light switch, right? You turn the light off and then you turn it back on. Well, for a target creature that you'd want to use with this one is one that's got that when this card enters the battlefield kind of thing. And if you can turn it off with this and then turn it back on, it's gonna do that little bit of a flicker move, right? So it's gonna get exiled, then returned, and then it's gonna do the enter the battlefield thing for you, whatever it is. I like this one with Phenomenon Investigators. You can see that one with the previous video that I just released on the masterpieces. When you get that one going, you'll be able to put a card into your hand for free, and it's just going to be a great way that's going to help you to win games just based on the amount of free cards that you can get. It's a good way to overwhelm your opponent. Get tons and tons of free cards. Anyway, this is going to help you do that. Very cool. I can't wait for this one. Let's go look at number 6. Here's number 6, Funeral Room. Okay, it says when a creature you control dies, you gain 8 life. Then your opponent loses 8 life. This can be triggered 3 times at most per turn. Unlocked. When this card gains the unlocked emblem, return each creature card from your graveyard to play under your control. Okay, I think this is one of the really, really interesting, I guess, niches for this new Duskmourn set. I'd say it's a niche because we kind of don't know how it's going to play. We don't know at this point if this is going to be something that takes over the game. I think this is going to be a very, very interesting and quite honest, it's a very unique ability. And of course, I'm talking about the room ability, right? Room is basically you'll have this number here next to this locked door, kind of an icon. And if you drain this number, it's 20 here. If you drain 20, you're going to get this unlocked ability. You'll have the unlocked emblem, and it says when this card gains the unlocked emblem, return each creature card from your graveyard to play under your control. I'm going to try to load the graveyard with a lot of those creatures that will say something like, when this card enters the battlefield, discard or destroy the top 3 cards of your library. Right, and there's a few of them that are like that. I would like to do that just because you'll hit this ability, they'll return those creatures onto the battlefield under your control, and then they'll start destroying the top of your library. And then what I'm trying to do is just get more creatures into the graveyard. And I really hope that you can hit this again. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to hit it more than once in a turn, or even more than once in a game. But if you're able to hit that more than once in a game, that's going to just throw tons and tons of cards into your graveyard. And then you're going to be able to get them out using this. And then it's just going to give you those creatures just mega power, mega strength, right? With the reinforcements that they'll be getting. So very interesting. I am very hesitant to say that this is going to take over the game, but it does have great potential, especially if you can use it multiple times in a turn or multiple times in a match. I'm not exactly sure that it works that way. In fact, I kind of doubt that it will work that way. But if it does, this is going to be a very good card. Anyway, that's what I think about that one. Let's take a look at number 7. Walkin Closet. When this support enters the board, return all land cards from your graveyard to your hand. Those cards gain full mana. Unlocked. When this card gains the unlocked emblem, convert X gems to your Planeswalker's colors. X is the number of land cards you control, including the reinforcements. So this is another really good one. Like I was saying with the previous one, I'm really hoping that you're going to be able to hit this ability, unlock it several times in a turn, or if you can't, maybe several times in a game. I don't think that's the way this one works. I'm gonna guess that you're probably gonna be able to hit it once and that's it. But if you can hit this multiple times in a turn, multiple times in a game, that's just gonna be overwhelming. Same with the last one. I don't think that's the way it works. I haven't tested it obviously because I don't have this card, but in the case that it works that way, it's just gonna be incredible. So I can't wait to see it. Anyway, that's 7. Let's take a look at 8. Charred Foyer. It's another room card. You guys can see there's a theme here. I do like these rooms a whole lot. I'm interested to see how they look, how they play. But like I said, if you can get this a bunch of times in a game, it's going to be incredible. And even if you can't, right, these are still excellent cards. You can see there's a really good useful ability here, just the same as with the other ones. I'll read it to you and you can kind of understand what I'm saying here. At the beginning of your turn, exile the first card from your library. Then if you have more than mana than that card's cost in your hand, fetch that card. It gains X mana. X is the amount of mana on the first card in your hand. Unlock. When you exile another card from your hand for the first time during your turn, put that card into play instead, right? That's going to be really cool. Obviously with this one, once you get that unlocked ability, I would just discard stuff or actually exile cards from my hand, right? You pick the one that you want the most, exile that, and it's going to come into play because of this ability. This is a good way to get free stuff, guys. And like I said, if you can get it for free, don't pay for it. That's just another thing that's going to help you get a great advantage on your opponent. And this is an excellent card. Like I said with the other ones, if you can go with this multiple times in a turn, multiple times in a game, that's going to be good. But if you can't, that's still okay because this one is very good just once per game, right? Or I guess once per turn. And the other ones, same thing, still very, very good. Anyway, let's take a look at number 9. Tyvar the Pummeler. This one is going to be interesting. It's a 3/3 elf warrior for 10. When this creature attacks, this creature gains shield counter 1. Then if you have 3 or more cards in your hand with full mana, all creatures you control get 10/10 until the end of your turn. So I do like this one because of that first ability, that shield counter. Probably what I would do is attack, and then I would give this one here maybe reach on the next turn. Or you know what, better yet, vigilance. And you can do that, and that's going to help you to block creatures. You're not going to take any damage because of that shield counter. That's going to be really, really cool. Okay, let's take a look at the last one here on this one. Dollmaker's Shop. Another room card. Just like I said, guys, I really like these room cards. You can see that there's a great consistency to all of them. They just really are strong, and they can give you some really good advantages. I'll tell you about this one here. It says when a non-toy creature you control attacks, create a toy token. Unlocked. When this card gains the unlocked emblem, your creature's base power and toughness become 4/4. So this is a really good one. Like I was talking about earlier in this series, we want to be able to alter that base power, base toughness, right? Because if you got creatures that are like token creatures and they're 1/1, you use this here and they're not going to be 1/1. They're going to be 4/4 for every single creature that you have on that stack, right? So those token creatures will get really big. And you can see how it would work with this one here, right? When a non-toy creature you control attacks, you'll be able to create this thing here, this artifact toy. And then when you unlock the room, these guys are not 1/1s anymore, they're 4/4s. Every single one of them. So it becomes really big. I do like this one. This one is an excellent one. Probably one of the best ones that we see in the Mythics. Just a really good card. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys liked the video. Like and subscribe, share with all your friends. It really helps the channel. And yeah, good gaming, guys.